Hi, everybody. It is Catherine James here. I am going to bring you a PowerPoint presentation today because we are going through the elements for publicity rights. So what do I mean by elements? Elements are the requirements that need to be met in order to succeed in a lawsuit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you real quick where I got the information from. So I got the information from jury instructions. Okay, so states do have jury instructions that the judge need to give to the jury. So that's where I got the information from. You can just go to your local law library and get that information for your state. Okay, so I'll go through the elements real quick. All right, element number one. Oh, and I'm just gonna mention real quick that these jury instructions follow a lot of the common law of appropriation of name or likeness. But it also applies to the statute one. One of the main differences is that when it comes to the statute, you do have to prove that direct connection, right, between the use and the purpose of the commercial when you're using someone's name. So there has to be that direct connection. And another thing is identity. Like, well, what is identity in the statute? So the judge might have to explain that, like the voice or the signature might be kind of like the identity. But these are the elements for both a statutory lawsuit and also a common law lawsuit. Okay, except for those two added things. All right, so, well, not except, but one of the most important things. Okay, so I'll go ahead and go through the elements. Okay, so element number one, that the defendant used the plaintiff's name, likeness, or identity. Okay, don't forget that with the statute, we have the voice, we have the signature, and then identity could be established with that if doing only a common law lawsuit. Okay, element number two. Element number two, that the plaintiff did not give consent. Don't forget that with the statutory, that was unauthorized use, right? There was no consent there. Element number three, that the defendant gained a commercial benefit or some other advantage by using the plaintiff's name, likeness, or identity. Okay, so for element number three, when we're talking about the statute, is that when it comes to common law, it doesn't have to be a commercial purpose, as long as there's some kind of benefit. But when it is the statute, there does have to be that commercial purpose there, and that direct link of the use of the name and the commercial does have to be there. And let's not forget that it cannot be incidental. Okay. All right. So we're going to go to number four. That plaintiff was harmed. Don't forget, we went through what damages were and where it says damages is, right? If the plaintiff is harmed caused by the violence or the unlawful act or omission of another, here the unlawful act would be using either the name or likeness without permission for a commercial gain or even common law a benefit. Okay, and then element number five, that the defendant's conduct was a substantial factor in causing the plaintiff's harm. Okay, so that are the five elements. Substantial factor is a phrase that I will be defining in the future. It is a legal definition to it. All right, so this is ending the series of publicity rights. You got the definitions, you got the elements. Hopefully you'll be able to recognize that this is a right that you have, and also creators, if you're using somebody else's name or likeness, protect yourself as well. Please don't forget that if you have any questions, this is not a substitute for a law degree. Always see an attorney in your jurisdiction. This is general information, not applicable to your case. Always talk to an attorney. All right, it was great seeing you. I will be doing another series on entertainment business after the holidays, soon after the beginning of next year. All right, this was fun. Bye.